nerds. Today is Thor's Day, and you know what that means. It's time to talk Hawkeye. So we're talking about episode 5 today, and Quinn is doing his little dance. So let's talk about the MCU, news, speculation, and what's to come. Don't miss out. This is the FOMO Show, MCU edition. Oh, wrong button. Ah, where's my button? All right, guys, I am Dylan.
Hi, I'm Quinn. Well,
and man, I am all over the place today.
that's all good.
It's like becoming a thing where I just push the wrong button. Like I said, today we are talking about Hawkeye episode 5. So thanks for joining us, whether you're watching on Facebook, on Instagram, or not on Instagram, but on
YouTube?
Wow. YouTube or Twitch. Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, yes. And don't forget to hit the little bell icon so that you know when we drop new videos and when we go live. And like and subscribe if you want more of this. Don't forget to just like the video. That does a huge deal. And also share it if you know any Marvel fans out there who would like to discuss what's going on in the MCU.
Yeah.
So,
Well, there we are.
any special notes? Just stay healthy.
Breathe.
Yeah, get your booster, vaccination, whatever, and just stay healthy out there. We got another variant coming, and it's, yeah.
Where's the TVA at? All right, I'm sorry.
It's Omicron. It's like a variant of
Megatron?
Megatron, I guess.
Disgusting. Sorry, Ghost.
I bet I was trying to set you up to do your voice, man.
Yeah, well, I was going to, and then I was like, no, because I wish they'd use something else besides the Greek alphabet. But all right.
Yeah. This is not the way I wanted to learn Greek.
No.
All right, my friend, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Oh, Nito Burrito, my Tortitos. Okay. Yeah. I've been saying it since like the 5th grade. I don't know if anyone else says it, but if you do, good job.
Okie dokie karaoke.
Never heard that one.
I heard that one. We used to say that. In my little friend group in high school. Yeah, there was only a couple of us. When I say little friend group, I literally mean little friend group. I don't have friends. Anyways.
Yeah, okay. All right. Here we go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome.
I'm kidding.
I was like, please don't do this.
If you haven't left now, this is your last chance because this is your spoiler alert. In today's episode of the FOMO Show, we will be talking about episode 5 of Hawkeye. Ronin? So, if you haven't watched that, pause this, go watch that, and then come back, unless you want us to tell you what happened, because we are. You have been warned. Hi.
Yeah, and just to be clear, we're only talking about Hawkeye episode 5. We are not talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. We have not seen Spider-Man No Way Home. We are not spoiling Spider-Man No Way Home. So, hashtag don't be a troll. That is our thing. Don't be a troll. Don't spoil it just because you can. Just because I'm going to be first. Don't be that guy. Don't be a troll. Don't be an internet troll. Don't be a spoiler. And check out on the website, www.broken.pictures.com, and there, go to the store and you can get some official hashtag don't be a troll merchandise. So there you go. There's some cool hats and t-shirts over there.
I don't have a sticker for that.
And stickers. Yeah, we got stickers for that.
Oh, yeah, stickers for that.
I forgot there is stickers for hashtag don't be a troll. You can put that on the back of your car and just tell people, like,
Put it on back of your
Get
car.
off my ass.
Put it.
I want a neon sign to light up every time someone comes too close to my rear end while I'm driving. I have the urge to just slam on the brakes.
I know, and I don't get why people
It's
do
my
that.
pet peeve. I cannot stand that. It's like, get your high beams out of my eyeballs.
Yeah.
Out of my rear view mirror. Okay. Right. So let's MCU news just real quick. There's not a whole lot this week. Of course, Spider-Man is the big push right now. Just a couple little quirky things that they said. Also there's Thor: Love and Thunder poster dropped. It was just pretty cool. I probably can't see a whole lot of it right there, but Tom Holland farted on Zendaya during a stunt, and he was like, "The costume is tight," and she was holding on, and
The costume is tight.
that's where they are in their relationship now. So
That's adorable.
yeah, and man, their Instagram going back and forth, like where she's posting like him as a kid dressed as Spider-Man, and she's like, "My Spider-Man." It's like they're super cute. They're super cute.
They're too cute.
Yeah. So according to, I mean, they haven't talked about it in a while, but the deal with Spider-Man has always been Sony does a Spider-Man movie, and it's like they trade one. Like, so Sony gets Iron Man in their Spider-Man movie, and then Marvel gets Spider-Man for one of their movies, and like a crossover. They go back and forth, back and forth. And Spider-Man 3 is Sony's last one of that contract. Of course, they are working on a new one, and according to Amy Pascal, they're working on a whole trilogy.
Once again, did not tell me that woman looked like that.
She's always been a little quirky, but man, she is full on anime villain right now.
Apologies if this goes over your face.
Hey. that would be great. But yeah, so they are doing another Spider-Man, but the end of this round is Spider-Man No Way Home. And then there's one more like Marvel movie where he'll be a part of. I think that's going to be Doctor Strange 2. No confirmation yet, because they're like, especially because of the pandemic and everything, they've only been focusing on one property at a time, which is why we don't know which Marvel Disney Plus show comes out next. And because they just haven't announced the thing yet. We know Secret Invasion is coming, so that's probably going to be around the first of the year. We got Ms. Marvel coming. We've got Armor Wars coming. She-Hulk. That one's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
So it might be She-Hulk coming up next, because we've got Moon Knight coming up. I was about to say we've seen a trailer, but we haven't. We've only seen the teaser from the thing, same as Moon Knight. So there is footage for those, and I don't think they've started filming on Armor Wars. I know that they've finished filming on Secret Invasion, but that's kind of where things are right now. Like they're still in the post production right now. So yeah, they're gonna do the one more Spider-Man movie, and then there'll be a new contract, and all that'll be divvied up, and of course, in the trade papers, Variety and Deadline and all that kind of stuff, you'll be able to see the details of that and what comes out of it. Some of it, they didn't release all the details of the last one after they tried to cut it short after the second movie and all that. Mm-hmm. So anyways, Tom Holland is kind of back and forth. So he was all about being Spider-Man, so much so that he called the head of Sony and the head of Marvel drunk one night and was like, "Hey, we got to work this out. We got to get this back together. The fans really want this. We all really want this." And because of that, we have Spider-Man 3. We have No Way Home coming out, or already out tonight, yesterday. Last night? No, yeah. In America, it's tonight.
In America, it's tonight.
Yeah.
The time being
UK
9:55 p.m.
Yeah.
December 16th, 2021.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Doc Brown. So, I guess that makes me Marty.
Take it, Dylan.
Even though I'm older. Dude, you want to feel old?
Okay.
He was my age when he played Doc Brown in the first one. He was like 40, 41. Yeah.
They built them different back then.
They did. Dude.
Damn, crazy looks different at 40.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had to wear a prosthetic to make him look like more wrinkled up.
Okay.
And then they kind of resolved it in the second one when he peeled it off and he was like, "Oh, I got plastic surgery." Yeah, it was just his real face under there.
Okay.
They're trying to make him look older. So I don't feel that bad. Anyways, so according to the next deal, they basically just finished out the deal they already had, but don't know what that entails because Sony only owns the film rights to Spider-Man. Like, they cannot make animated Spider-Man, they can't make it Spider-Man toys, Spider-Man merchandise, any of that. They just make and distribute Spider-Man movies on film. But Marvel has the animation rights. They still have all that. That's why you can go on Disney Plus and watch all the old Spider-Man stuff. And even though, because it was all, I think that stuff aired on Fox, and now they own Fox and all that kind of stuff.
The Tobey Maguire ones?
No.
Or the cartoons?
The cartoons. Yeah, all the animated stuff. I wish that they would just at least put the Tom Holland Spider-Man on Disney Plus, because Sony doesn't have a streaming platform. They're just floating around.
Yeah, I tried to find them the other day, and my brain was like, "Yeah, it's on there. Why wouldn't it be on there?" And then I'm like, "Why is it not on here?"
Exactly.
And so yeah, I don't understand why they don't just.
You would think right now, especially with the build-up,
like
getting all those views,
it would get folks interested. Like
just put them all on there. I mean, they're re-releasing the other Spider-Man. Holland and Garfield in 4K right now.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead, just make a little Spider-Man section and just like have the little thing, like, go ahead and catch up.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Why not?
See what's happening. Throw in there, every movie Spider-Man's been in. Civil War, I'll watch that again. I think Civil War's my favorite. I've watched that one more times than any other.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Civil War in there. Infinity War. You can throw Endgame in there, but it's only in there like 10 minutes. So,
yeah. Mr. Stark, he went black.
And then I came back, and then Doctor Strange was like, "Hey, everybody needs our help. We got to go." I'm like, "That's all your lines that movie, kid."
I'm saying, like, that was part of their deal. That was the one he was in for them, or maybe not. I don't. Maybe that counted. I don't know. I don't know how it counted, but anyways. There's one more that he's coming back from Marvel. But anyway, so he was so much wanted to play Spider-Man his entire life since he was young. Still want to be Spider-Man, and he was trying to make it happen, and actually made it happen. That it came back and got the two big companies to talk and everything. And so then after, leading up to this one, he's been saying he wants to be Spider-Man until the day he dies, and all this stuff. But then as soon as they start talking about another Spider-Man trilogy or more Spider-Man movies, he's like, well, I don't want to play Spider-Man until I'm 30, and he's already 25.
Fam?
I know. It's like...
You can eke out another movie or two.
Are you just negotiating your, making your brand more, negotiating value here, I mean, yeah, while he's in an interview with the producer of his movie... Amy Pascal.
She's up there's like, I think this kid just said, "Ball your court." All right.
Yeah, because she was like, I'll never make another Spider-Man movie without him.
Slowly looks over. What did you say? Another one without me? Well, since you say that, let me make some demands. I need an extra zero,
some
please.
Pages here. Basically. I mean, he's been a child actor. He played Billy. almost said Billy Madison. Billy Elliot. When he was a
Billie
kid.
Eilish.
That'd be interesting. I mean, he was Rihanna, so maybe he's taking notes from Zendaya about like how to play your worth up and everything.
Yeah, I mean,
he's definitely taking fashion notes. His fashion has stepped up here recently.
there's a very interesting story. This has nothing to do with anything we're talking about. Of dating Erykah Badu and how it's a blessing and a curse. So
That's any woman.
I
can say that. I'm single.
this one in particular. So like, you know, Common, Andre 3000, they both dated Erykah Badu, and like they did this thing. This was years ago, and showed like how they dressed and like their demeanor and style before Erykah Badu, and then after, and they both started dressing the same. So that woman did something to them, and I'm pretty sure
She's like, this is what I like.
this is what it's either. This is what I like, or it's voodoo. But I think it's a little of both. So
I'll tell you what it is, but I can't say it on air right now.
yeah, you can't. So, but yeah,
Erykah Voodoo.
Erykah Voodoo.
Ghost, get away from the you're going to push a slider and turn us up or something.
I think I just became inspired. Huh. I have an idea.
Erykah Voodoo.
Erykah Voodoo. I'll give you credit.
It's Brother Voodoo's sister. It's been in hiding, practicing witchcraft and voodoo.
Dang it, Dylan.
Which
I
is
can't
that-
give you credit if you do the whole thing.
Oh, my bad. It's another Doctor Strange character. So yeah, he's been playing it back and forth. He's like, well, maybe the best thing for me is for Miles Morales to just come in. I don't know why I'm doing this voice, but and and we know Miles is in the MCU.
Yeah.
By the way, it'd be super cool if that was like that Tony graffiti, if that was him in the second movie.
That'd be super cool.
Somebody said that on New Rock Stars. I had to take credit. I almost took credit though. I couldn't do it. Anyways. So he's going like back and forth, and now there's like they're negotiating another Spider-Man movie, and he's always got new acting things coming out. Like he's been a busy guy, playing Spider-Man in all these Sony and Marvel movies, and he's got a movie on Apple Plus. He's got a movie on Netflix. Like,
It's a movie on.
yeah, anytime the Russo brothers are doing a movie, they're like, Tom, hey, need you over here.
He has Uncharted coming out.
Yeah, Uncharted, dude is busy, which is probably going to be another huge franchise. Like,
Yeah.
the man has no need for money. In fact, he said when he's done acting, he thinks he's just going to be a landlord and not charge people much because he don't need the
Because
money.
he don't need the money.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, where was I going with this? Anyways, yeah, he keeps going back and forth, and now his new thing is he wants to take a break from acting and focus on possibly having a family. I don't know if that's just Zendaya being with Zendaya talk, or I mean, I would be probably talking the same thing.
She always looking at a hand like,
Dude, man, she's got it going on. Have you seen like her outfit sets for all the press interviews? They're like each villain.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And then the one she wore for the thing the other night, dude, man, it was damn. That's all I'm gonna say. Is just damn.
He dressed like Tony Stark. In
Basically.
his, yeah. Nito Burrito. My Tortitos. Well,
Yeah, so that's all I got for MCU news.
that's it. Well, all right.
So let's go jump into the Hulk.
We'll jump into Hawkeye with the chunky bits. So, how did it open this week? I think I might have missed the opening. Did I miss the opening?
So the opening
No, I didn't
started,
miss the opening.
So they kind of changed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
They went back in time and they showed Yelena with with another Black Widow, and they were still hunting down in 2018 trying to find all the Black Widows, like at the end of Black Widow, you know. And come to find out, this one woman just was already free, just doing her thing, and she's like, "You screwed up my $20,000 rug." Yeah,
you're gonna pay for this.
And yeah. So then she goes in the bathroom when she finds out. What did she find out? Something about Natasha, and not that she was dead. She didn't find that out.
She might have been like fighting. It might have been like she was, I don't know, redeployed fighting or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were kind of like teasing her about the whole Sex in the City, like, "Oh, you're gonna go live in New York and live this fantasy." Oh
yeah.
Which, you know, is funny because of the whole Peloton thing going on right now.
And then that was funny. I saw that. Yes.
Yeah, she goes in the bathroom, and we actually see from a character's point of view for the first time. Like we've seen before, we've seen after with Monica Rambeau, and even like in Spider-Man Homecoming, when everybody just kind of, the band just kind of starts popping up on the court.
Yep.
And so it seems like, and like, okay, so like some people went back and they were like watching all these things, and there's supposedly like this red hue around the people who were vanished, right? Who were snapped. And they were saying that maybe that's part of like the reality stone or whatever. But this kind of leans more into that. Like they were like almost put like in a pocket dimension for a second, where for her,
it was a little time pass.
Yeah, it didn't really happen.
How did I explain it to myself? I did. I think I did, of how the MCU made the snap work, and why the way that Thanos ended up getting this mess all jacked up. Because he had to use every stone at the exact same, like all at the same time. I think it was, how did I explain? Give me a second. Keep talking. I'm going to remember this.
So, she's washing her hands, and then she disappears, and she comes back, and then she sees her hands. Of course, the water's falling out, and the room around her kind of like catches up to her, even though it didn't happen simultaneously. She didn't just like come back and the room had changed. It wasn't like a BAMF type thing. It was like the reality around her kind of had to catch up and like reorient her into her location.
I remember now. For the most part, you're gonna have to help me through it, but you'll catch on, I hope. All right. So, starting with the Mind Stone.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Starting with the Mind Stone. You use the Mind Stone to Mind and Power, because the Power Stone. Stop. All right.
I'm so catching up right now.
All right. We'll start with the Power Stone. Power Stone, regardless of whatever other stone does, it just amplifies every other stone.
Right.
Yeah,
power.
So we'll start with the Mind Stone. Use the Mind Stone to reach out, amplified, to every being in the universe. And you touch, like you just sense their thoughts, their mind. Then from there, you use the Space and Time Stone to grab them from wherever they are, and then coupled with the Reality Stone.
Right. Yeah, because the Mind Stone is the Soul Stone, right?
That's over here.
Oh, my bad.
It's all right. The Soul Stone creates the dimension that, or wherever they put them, and then the Reality Stone twists them and pulls them out.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then doing that all at the same time.
You want to write that up and put it on the website? Go ahead.
But yeah. And then so that's why the same thing happened to Hulk, which I always thought was weird. That's how that ended up working.
Yeah, and it uses gamma radiation, which is like the most potent radiation,
which is what Hulk is literally made of.
Yeah. Which is funny because like on the light scale, gamma is like purple, but he's green.
He's green.
And
he wasn't originally.
He wasn't originally?
Like when he was like first being drawn, he wasn't supposed to be green.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he turned gray there for a little bit.
Yeah. Originally, he was supposed to be gray. But he ran out of gray ink, I think, or whatever he was using, so he ended up turning him green.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. That would be, that green's a more exciting color.
It is.
He might not have gone that far being gray.
No, him and Solomon Grundy would be like, You get them confused super easy.
Yeah, that's true. It's probably the same creator just jumping back and forth. I work at DC on the weekends.
Boy, howdy. All right, so yeah.
Which is completely true. I mean, it's like remix. Kirby's like, I'll be there tomorrow and work out the same thing I just did over here at Marvel. Or vice versa.
Or vice versa. You can find some Superman comics that has Stan Lee name on it.
Mm.
They're rare, but you can find them.
Wow.
So yeah, she comes back. It's 5 years later.
Yeah, and home chick is married, and she's adopted a child, and we know that not because the child is a different color, but because she's a Black Widow, and she's had all that pulled out and yanked out.
Yanked out, pulled out.
They just get up in there and they pull it out. Yelena's my favorite. I would just have so much fun with that character. Or Alexi. Reference to Alexi.
Yeah, that was really nice.
My daddy said he's good for you. Yeah, I was just geeking out the whole episode there.
Yeah.
So, so then we get the previously on, and then it goes to Clint catching up with where he's at with, like, trying to find his. Is that where? Is that when he went to the memorial and he was talking to Nat and just kind of took his earpiece?
It was right before he did the parking lot thing and he put on the Ronin outfit again.
Okay. So he went to Grill's house. That's what it was. Yeah, and just kind of like passed out on the couch.
Yep.
And fed the dog more pizza. We saw Grills again, so that's probably not good for Grills.
No.
Since in the comics,
he's probably about to die.
What does this mean? Why would I do this?
There's probably about to be a lot of sad death in the beginning of next episode.
Yeah.
So it's especially the way this ended, but we'll get there because we're gonna say the best thing for last.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not gonna start at the end like we did last week. Man, I had 2 other things I was gonna cover and I totally forgot.
So we have so then Clint does that, and then we go back over to Kate. Kate goes home. Kate is sad. Kate is like, Mom, this stuff happened. I'm sad. Help me, please. Mm-hmm. And Mom was like, oh, baby, that's good. You're not a superhero, right? Okay, good. I don't need a superhero in the family. I really don't. What else is going on? Jack and a... What?
Yeah.
He did what? Oh, no. She did not give these reactions.
Sarcasm.
She was just stone cold. Okay, I'll look into it. Thank you. And I'm like, ooh.
I would say she had on a mask.
There was nothing for that.
Oh, well, my bad. I missed my cue.
Yes. So, so then, sticking with Kate,
let's walk out Kate's.
So, then Kate,
So there's a reason why Kate is so important to her mom, and it's not because she's her loving, doting mother. I'm probably gonna reference New Rock Stars a lot because I watch them. I watch Screen Crush. I watch Heavy Spoilers. Like all these different dudes talking about this stuff. And so MT mentioned, Mastertainment on Twitter mentioned that that it's possible that when her dad died, all that money is supposed to go to Kate.
Because he wrote his mom out the will. He wrote her mom out the will. And so it's actually Kate's money.
Yeah. And
so
that's why she's protecting Kate.
Yeah.
Although you would think if Kate dies that maybe she would get the money, but
he would probably write it if in the eventuality that Kate and I both are deceased or impaired, whatever, all of the money is to go to blah, blah, blah funds and donations. And she gets not a penny.
Mm-hmm. So if she finds this out, I wonder if that's going to be the birth of West Coast Avengers or Young Avengers.
Yeah, definitely could be. They got a penthouse big enough. Oh, man.
Yeah.
And then it's right across from where Stark Tower was, and they had the battle. Yeah.
which could potentially be Fisk Tower now.
Could be Fisk Tower. Still haven't seen the tower. Don't know whose name is on it.
Yeah.
Or-
Tom Holland said he knows who it belongs to.
Of course he does, because he's in there. Because he fights him. Because he gets whooped up on.
Yeah. I want to see whose tower that is.
So, yeah. But then Kate leaves, comes back. Jack's up there.
Oh no, I'm being arrested.
This man. I'm like, what the heck are you doing? Why are you so giddy about it?
It's like, we'll just find out that I'm so innocent.
So it did look like
this poor
one
black
of the agents, I guess it's FBI. The guy.
No, he was a cop. It was the cop from the very beginning when that called Kate to ask.
Okay, I thought it was FBI.
And then another dude who was based off a female character from the comics for whatever reason.
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
not everything is female bent. Gender bent.
So yeah, he shows up and which I didn't think he was gonna be crooked. So they're definitely crooked.
Yeah, so I think they're in her mom's pocket and she is orchestrating the whole thing. But the thing with that is, do you think Jack knows, or do you think she did it against his will and just did it, like, kind of set him up?
No.
You think he's in on it?
I think he's in on it. I think she went up and was like, hey, Kate knows, so we need to save face, so I'm going to have you get arrested. Mm-hmm. And then, we'll post bail, and then this will just kind of just go away. And so, yeah.
They hope.
They hope. It'll go away.
Yeah, I see you at the party later.
Or if he even got arrested, or if they were just a whole...
Oh, yeah, I think it's all set.
Yeah.
It's a total setup.
Because Shay said she's not watching because she thought we were going to talk about Spider-Man stuff, so she's staying away. Shay had said, watching it, she thought it was a dream because of the way it was shot, because it had like that focus thing, like it was fuzzy around the edges. So she's like, well, I wonder if that was a dream. And I was like, I don't think it was a dream. So
I know they did the fuzzy thing like when she woke up in her bed.
Yeah.
And she kind of came into focus and saw the bow on the wall and was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get him.
Yeah.
I'll call him 100 times.
Call him 100 times.
I'm calling you like a crazy person.
Don't know if that's like to show she has a concussion or if it was meant to show or what it was meant to show. But yeah, they did do it more than once. So or it could just show like she was focused on that and she's not really seeing anything else. Like there could have been something else that was...
Yeah, it could have been a fever dream.
Yeah.
She was just kind of hoping. But,
So-
I mean, there's only one episode left, so they're going to have to wrap it up.
We're gonna wrap it up or throw a movie on it. So yeah,
That's really what Spider-Man is. It's just the rest of Hawkeye.
the rest of I mean, at this point. So yeah, then Kate talks to her mom. She then calls Clint 100 times and it's like, well, he's not answering. Crack neck. Let's go find him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so I really wish she would not have told her mom about Jack, obviously, for obvious reasons. But I think my impression was that Jack is like, he's so goofy, but he's supposed to be like, he's a swordsman, and they've even hinted at that, or not hinted, they've shown that he's very talented.
Yeah.
He's a very talented swordsman. He is not anybody to mess around with. He's not as dumb as he looks.
No.
I think that he is playing that up big time.
He has to be.
Yeah. So I think the whole thing's a front that maybe he is even working like he's a double agent. He's working for the FBI or SHIELD or somebody. And that maybe him and Clint actually do know each other, but he's in deep cover. And so that's why he was like, oh, Archer. Ha, ha, ha. And Clint was like...
Clint was smiling way too much at the table. Did you notice that when they, like, the episode 4? So he was sitting there and, like, every time they were talking, he was, like, just kind of... he had this little smirk on the side of his face.
And the fact that Jack did not go get Clint after he knew he took his sword.
Yep.
And maybe that's why, I mean, outside of him just being a sword fanatic, maybe that's one reason why he was trying to get that sword. Like, get it off the market.
So that no one would get a hold of the Ronin sword. Because he also knew who the Ronin was. Well, I'm pretty sure the Avengers all knew who Ronin was. So, and if you were part of S.H.I.E.L.D., you have any of that intel, you easily know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very possible he's a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent.
Yeah. So, which means he could be a Skrull.
That would actually probably make more sense that he's a Skrull.
Yeah.
Because that would, I mean, he's got some of Jack's memories, but I mean, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's why he gets all the sayings wrong and everything. It's just.
Crap, did we mess this up? Oh, dang it, Dylan. They're going to get us. So.
Yeah, I mean, we got to start looking for Skrulls because Secret Invasion's coming up.
It's coming up. Huh, interesting. All right, well, we got some Skrulls.
Skrull Watch!
But yeah. So then Kate goes to her apartment. We have the second best scene in the entire episode. Yeah. So Yelena's there.
Yelena, it's my homie.
She is, like you had said before the show started, like sometimes when they have these movie characters come to the shows, they nerf them down and they're like just kind of a shell or a shadow of who they were when we saw them in the movie, but she was full on.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was the worst about that.
They
It's
super
like,
were.
here's Lady Sif wearing armor from Walmart.
Yeek. But Yelena was full on Yelena, even like a better version of herself, because she had like style. You can tell she's been like trying to live and everything.
Yeah, so like even on the teaser when she was like, "I'm going to kill you, Clint Barton," and it was like weirdly cut, and I was like, please tell me that her accent is not that fake and phony and bad in this show, because she did it really well. I mean, I bought it. It was fun. At least might not be accurate, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, she nailed it. Of course, she's a great actress. I mean, if
Yeah.
you've seen Midsummer, crazy.
Someone else told me about that. Was talking to me about that movie.
That's one of those movies like Hereditary where it's like you're watching it and you're like, where's this going? I did not sign up for this. And then it's like you're part of this. I don't know. I was going to say witchcraft, but like this summoning of demons or something is like, I wasn't trying to be here for that. And then it's suddenly you're there and you're like, well, shit, I don't watch the whole thing.
Damn, I'm sorry for people who have me in
That's my
their ear.
review for Hereditary in Midsummer.
Okay, so yes, box macaroni and cheese is apparently the stuff.
Yeah. In Black Widow, when she was a kid, that was what she wanted for dinner.
Yeah. Kate was like, "Okay, I know it's box macaroni and cheese. I know it's yeah, I know
It's delicious. Females be loving their mac and cheese in a box.
apparently."
I mean,
Damn, Shay. Way to play up to your stereotype.
I mean, but I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I don't love mac and cheese in a box either.
Cheese in a box is really good.
It's amazing.
Yes. Yelena up there kept saying her full name, Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop.
So what I loved about this scene and the scene last week of her in the elevator was like, this is a tease of what Young Avengers could be.
Yeah.
It's just like this awkward back and forth. It's like, yeah, that's what I want to see.
Yeah. And it can, yeah, it's gonna be that and more, because especially with like everybody's mixing characters and the dynamics that they are, it'll be so much, and they're younger, so it's gonna be a lot funnier for one, and two, you know, they're always, it's for some of them might be like trying to do a one-up contest where we had the first Avengers and be like, all right, I don't trust you. I don't trust you, man. I don't trust you, man. I'm gonna get green and angry.
Who's worked with Hawkeye? Me. I have worked with an Avenger. I'm the leader.
I'm the leader. It's like I technically am an Avenger. I'm a Loki. So
Exactly. Yeah, and White Vision. I am Vision.
I am Vision. You know Thanos? Fought him. Hi.
Yeah. Yelena, Black Widow, my sister.
So I think I should lead.
No, I don't know if she'll actually be in Young Avengers. I think the way she seems to view it as a job and not really how being an Avenger is important to her, where it's like, oh, so they just get away with whatever because they're called an Avenger.
Yeah.
There's almost like this bitterness there. And unless something happens where she kind of is won over by Hawkeye, or if there's still going to be like that animosity there, she might stay with Dark Avengers and end up being like the part of like the heart and the connection of them going back and forth, you know what I mean, with her and Kate. Like Kate trying to get her to join, and
she's like,
that kind of
no,
thing.
fam. I think she still doesn't see what Natasha saw in it. She just like knows that because her sister was a part of this, she is now dead. But even though she gave everything she had to save it, the reason she's actually dead is, one, Clint Barton. Yeah. Two, because she was an Avenger. And yeah, they do all these great things, but what's the point if you're gonna die?
Yeah, and Clint found Natasha when she wanted out. Yelena's already out. She doesn't need a Clint.
Yeah.
So she's got no reason to be a SHIELD agent or whatever. So I mean that could show just like as much as they've kind of set up Kate and Yelena as this parallel between Clint and Natasha, this might be where they differ, to show that how like they had the same kind of setup and similar situation, but they're different in that way, you know, where Yelena sees things completely different. Has a different worldview and perspective than Natasha.
So, which makes sense because they're different people. They went about things differently.
Yeah, she's not just a young carbon copy of Natasha.
Yeah. So, which will also be really fun and good because even still, like I said, this scene was good.
Yeah, the sriracha. Hot sauce. She put a lot of sriracha in there, man. That was a lot of sriracha.
Yeah. So, but yeah. And then she goes off after being like, peace out. I could have killed you when it was like, the second you walked in the door, that's when I would have killed you.
Yeah. But, man, I hate to say it, like, Haley Steinfeld is a great actress. And she's fun to watch. And she's knocking it out of the park as Kate Bishop. But, man, it seemed like in this scene, like, she was just owned.
Yeah, she was said... coattails, I guess.
Yeah, Florence Pugh just like she stole the scene. Yeah, completely.
She did. Bravo on her. Because the next time we see her, since that's the end of Kate, and now we're gonna jump like onto Yelena, is low. Nope, gotta save that to the end. All right. So now we go over to Clint. Clint,
who is apparently aware of Yelena, knows of her.
Which means Natasha told him.
But that also shows another facet of Natasha and why she stuck around trying to find an answer, because she knew her sister had been snapped. Yeah. And it wasn't just like her new Avengers family. It was her sister too that she was trying to find a reason. Like more and more things just keep coming out about how great Natasha was as a person and how much she grew. And even though she was kind of like a secondary Avenger or a secondary character where everybody's excited about Iron Man or Cap,
she did a lot.
Yeah,
especially.
She had a really, really great arc. Like like, you know, you see those things on Facebook or whatever where they're like, oh, here's a bunch of things about Avengers you didn't notice, like where Rhodey had like all these little Ultron stickers of all the bots that he killed on his
That's cool.
armor. One of the things about Natasha is that when Steve befriended her and started to trust her and didn't want anything in return, like that blew her mind, because everything to her as a spy had been a transaction. Everything except for Clint. But he is still a coworker, you know. But the way Steve was, just blew her mind. Like that was completely new to her. It's like, wait, you can just be nice to people and just be like, love people without wanting anything in return and not needing anything or making anything with it. And or because everything she did, like that scene, Yelena did the same thing in this episode that Natasha did to Loki. Like, it seemed to be having a conversation, but it was all business. It was all business. And she was interviewing her, you know, and threatening her all at the same time.
All at the same time.
And so Natasha didn't have like real friends because she grew up in the Red Room, you know?
Yeah.
And then when she came over, Clint was like the closest thing she'd ever had to a real relationship. And outside of just remembering her old family, which you see how she saw that in the movie, she was not fond of that, you know, until they went through all that. So then she gave Yelena back as a sister, and then Cap is a friend, and so she started to actually, like, they became her new family. And in that moment in Civil War where her and Clint are fighting and she's like, hey, we're still friends. Like, it wasn't just like a clever quip. Like, she was actually concerned, like, is this going to mess us up?
Yeah.
And it was just the authenticity and the innocence about that really kind of blew me away.
And then that scene, was it Endgame? Yeah, Endgame, after she got done talking to everybody and she just kind of sat down and was just like, when Steve came in there, it means you since everything else has started coming out, you see how much more it means now. Because she knew her sister was gone. It wasn't just her sister, everybody else that was gone. But because I mean, who knows? Alexei could have been gone too. Her mom could have been gone. Everybody that she fought with and for in Black Widow could all have been gone. And she was like, and then half of the Avengers are gone.
Yeah, she's the one that stayed. Everybody else, even Steve, like, was like, well, we'll just go do our own thing now. And she was like, no, keep the faith.
Zip it up. I'm going to go do counseling. Tony said, I'm going to go live in a log cabin. Thor said, I'm going to play video games. Captain Marvel said, haircut and space spy.
Thor said, or not Thor, but Hulk said tacos.
Hulk said tacos and selfies.
Yep.
Need that as a sticker. And so everybody just kind of, they dipped and adapted to the new world because they didn't know, especially after they killed Thanos, and they didn't think the Infinity Stones are gone. I don't know what else to do.
Yep. And she just kept plugging away.
Yeah.
And she was the head Avenger. So yeah, I mean, I love that Scarlett Johansson is actually coming back to produce for Marvel through all this, and after all that, you know, with the payment stuff that happened. So that's pretty great. So yeah, I mean, I love seeing that her legacy through Yelena will continue. Even though I don't know if we'll ever see Natasha again, maybe a flashback or something. But I mean,
you never know.
She said nothing's off the table.
Yeah. But you never know. Just show up and kick something, then just... Yeah. So
Marvel money.
Marvel money. So yes, Clint went to the little placard. It's a plaque. I don't know why I say placard. What's a placard?
I guess a small plaque.
Okay, it's a big plaque. The plaque. Went to the plaque of everybody's names, the original 6 of the Battle of New York. Mm-hmm. Took it out. It's like, I want to talk to you right now. I need to talk to you. Like,
and that the soundtrack for when him and Natasha like were on Vormir, that moment was playing when that they just everything is like calling back to the movies and crisscross. I love how connected it is.
Yeah, it takes 10 years of work to do that. So yeah, and he finally he was like, all right, forgive me, and for what he's about to do next, and he turned around, walked away, and was like, what are you about to do? Can you tell me? Tell me what you're about to do, please.
Slap that hood on.
Are you Jason Bourne again?
He's going emo. That's what he's doing.
Jason.
He turned into Batman. Straight up turned into Batman. That's what he did.
He did. He told. What was the name of that truck?
Truster Bro.
Huh?
Truster Bro.
Trusta Bro. Was that the name of the truck?
When they were driving the Truster Bro, talking about tracksuit guys.
Yes.
Like very famous tracksuits.
Very famous tracksuits. And
Bro.
then they turn the corner. They get an arrow in the window. They're like, oh. And then it just says, "Come meet me tonight." Where you first met me. I forgot what
something like that. Yeah,
something like
echo.
that.
Yeah.
Basically, like, hey, show up where your dad died.
Yeah.
And,
That's what it was. Yeah, come alone.
Yeah.
Knew that wasn't happening.
And it was very interesting because I was actually surprised once we got there. And of course, once again, pin the tail on the goddamn donkey. Fat Man's Used Cars. Get out of here.
I know. And the way they placed Kazi as like the sniper, like with Fat Man in the same frame, like literally just showing us that he was kind of like
so
he was the informant.
He was the informant. So homie went up there, took out quotations. Kazi, probably told him just to scram. Did he knock him out? No, I don't think we saw him knock him out.
Who?
Did Ronin knock out Kazi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was like, hey, let's talk. Hit him with the sword, butt of the sword.
Yes.
Knocked him out. Conveniently not there.
Conveniently not there.
Yeah. Hardcore setup for Echo's show. That whole scene was, and I was loving every minute of it.
Yep. It did show what her weakness is. I think because she was so laser focused, like how normally her not hearing things doesn't really bother anything around her. She was so like, I'm gonna get him, he's gonna show up, and I'm gonna kill him. She didn't realize he was Batmaning everybody around her.
Oh yeah, because she couldn't hear.
Because she couldn't
being
hear.
taken out. Yeah.
So, and normally I feel like, because in the past we like seen her head on a swivel, she's been like always attentive of her surroundings. So, but this time she wasn't, and even a gunshot went off, and she wasn't like, oh, didn't see the flash, none of it. She was, I was gonna say didn't hear the bang, but she didn't see the flash, none of it, and they got dragged away, and I'm just assuming knocked out. And then finally he showed up, and then she realized, frick. Bop, 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 bop.
Who are you?
And so then they
Ronin.
Then they fought, and it was, and for a hot split second, I'm like, she's not fighting Clint for real. That can't be Clint. Is it Clint?
Yeah. I thought the same thing. I was like, this is somebody. I was like, if this is Kate, I'm gonna shit my pants because I was like, Kate is like, I've never like, she's a good fighter, obviously, but she's not that good.
She's not that good. And then for me, I was like, is this Jack?
Yeah.
Is Jack fighting?
I thought for a second, yeah.
Yeah, and then
it's super hardcore, not Jeremy Renner.
Yeah,
obviously.
So.
Because like even some of the scenes, like the flashback, I think it was last week or whatever. Like it showed like this much of his face briefly. It was like, that's not Jeremy Renner.
So yeah, and And then finally he got the upper hand, took everything off, and I was like, oh, well, I guess it is. And was telling her, and we finally got the reason of why he went after her father.
Yep. Totally swapped up him and Daredevil.
Yep.
Mixed them up.
So he didn't get played, but he was just super angry. Yeah.
I thought they were going to reveal that it wasn't him that night.
Yeah.
And that somebody had. It could be possible that maybe his wife Laura was Mockingbird at the time, or she was Ronin before that.
Yeah.
And that was her, and he's protecting her. But it's still very, very likely that was him.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's something going on with Laura. Like, she could potentially be Bobby Morse, and Laura is her witness relocation name.
I think I know what it is. Because she's not fearful, but she's... Why is this called Omicron? But she's concerned. I think she also used to work for the fat guy.
Mm.
And
she said, yeah, nobody will understand as much as I do.
Yeah. And she's...
At the very least, a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent.
Yeah. And she got out.
Because, I mean, even Bobby in the comics, who was Mockingbird, that married Clint Barton, and actually right before this comic run starts, like, they get a divorce. So, and that's him living in the building with girls and all them. So Bobby left S.H.I.E.L.D. and like went into like being a mom and all that kind of stuff. Kind of went out on her own, and kind of like Jessica Jones did.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, could be
seeing a nice little mix up of things.
Yeah, and maybe that's what the watch is. It's some tie to her, because it's I can't tell if it's a feminine watch or not.
Yeah.
But it's most likely, since they are agents and spies, it's probably information rather than some tech.
Yeah.
I think the Stark tech theory is kind of out the window right now.
Yeah. Peter has all that now. Mm. He still has all of that.
Even though we are going to see some leaked Stark tech because of Armor Wars is coming. So.
Has to.
Yeah.
Plan something. So yeah. Then she's like, nah, I don't believe you. And he's like, I'll tell you, but if you come after me and my family again, really just my family, fam, I'm gonna put this sword so far down your throat. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, that was it. Then Kate showed up. Why did Kate show up? Did she get the upper hand on him? Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
She got the drop. She got the drop on him. Kate shot the arrow, sword.
Yeah. Kazi, hey, well, I've just been over there the whole time. Yeah, conveniently not fighting.
Yeah, that's cool, fam. Why weren't you there that night? You were my dad's right hand. What was the deal? Why weren't you there? Mm-hmm. I didn't get the call. You didn't get the call? What do you mean you didn't get the crack neck call?
Making another call. Calling the Ronin.
She's like, all right, fam, all right, cool, bye.
I think he is going to be the
bad guy?
The big bad for Echo.
Yeah.
That they're setting up that
the split.
Yeah, that split, and then of course she's going after Kingpin, and Kingpin will be in that. He'll be the big bad. But I think I really want to see some scene where there's like, get out of here, you're just a clown. He's like, a clown, am I? And then he's the clown.
Start throwing knives and shit. Yeah.
Yep. So. And then I don't think he's gonna stab Hawkeye in the ears like he did in the comics.
No.
But that would be crazy.
That'd be crazy.
Like, I'm still like, I know it's comics, but how do you jam arrows inside of somebody's head in their ear holes and only take out their ears and not like kill them?
Precision. Genius precision.
Like, he just didn't want to kill Hawkeye?
Just didn't want to kill Hawkeye. Just wanted to see him suffer. Not gonna kill you. just gonna hurt ya. God dang. All right.
Yeah.
So, but yes.
Yeah. In the comics, he's a character called the Clown.
And he does a lot of messed up things. But most famously,
Psychotic.
put 2 arrows in Hawkeye ears and mesh up them eardrums forever.
Then Stark Tech.
Then Stark Tech. But, you know, I mean, Stark Tech is still around, just no Stark. Well, you have Mrs. Stark.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if we'll ever see Gwyneth Paltrow in the MCU again. I mean, she wasn't even aware that Hawkeye was a thing. Like, she's not keeping up with the MCU. She does not care. She's too busy
cool.
selling, like, yeah, her junk fragranced candles.
So, but then we get, after the fight scene, we get back to the apartment. Kate gets back to Yelena. Yelena follows her mother.
Okay.
This is right before the end.
Okay.
Yeah, Yelena's following her mom, and then turn a corner. Her mom's going to a building. I guess this is when she snaps the picture as quickly as she could.
Yeah.
And then texts.
Sometime.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was like from a high angle, so she must have been up like the second floor or something.
She did look up. Because right before it cut away from her, she looked up, and I was like, oh, she's about to climb all the way to the penthouse? Because that's what I thought
She actually met Spider-Man. That's what happened.
So I guess she just went up somebody's fire escape and then was like, I guess, staked it out because she saw her mom was waiting on somebody. And then here he comes in. Kate gets a text. Kate Bishop, this is who hired me. I thought you should know. And then just her, Eleanor Bishop. And then sends a picture. Who's this guy with my mom? Oh, that's the guy I've been worried about. Kingpin. And I'm like, oh. I grabbed my shirt, I balled it up, I threw it at my wife, I screamed, I woke my children up, and I was like, oh no, I need to watch this 90 more times. You have to be kidding. Talk about delivering before the finale. They hit that.
I've been yeeted. Ah! That's gonna be up there for like a full couple minutes.
They hit that yeet button and said, "Here you go, kids. Enjoy. Now go watch Spider-Man."
Oh man, and it's Vincent D'Onofrio confirmed in the credits.
Yeah.
But still haven't seen like one-on-one. Haven't seen him.
Yeah.
Just he's got a cane. He's wearing the same white suit with black shirt that he did in the show.
Yeah.
Oh, he left.
Okay.
So there's a couple things. Are they going to be variants of those characters, or just like Kevin Feige was instrumental in the end of the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man so that he could have Spider-Man in the MCU?
Did he do the same thing for Netflix?
Did he do the same thing to Netflix, yet still cutting a deal with Sony to bring Spider-Man, like ending one thing with Sony and then bringing Spider-Man over? Did he cut the same type of deal with Netflix where, hey, you know what, guys? That we've got these characters and their backstories are so fleshed out that everybody loves them. Instead of complicating things and making people who aren't fully
wasting like 3 years of our lives.
Yeah. And we're not going to confuse casual fans by making these different but the same. Let's just, hey, if you want to know more about these characters, go over to Netflix and watch them. That way you guys benefit, we benefit, everybody gets a little bit. Because when these shows were canceled on Netflix, it was revealed that Kevin Feige's the one that pulled the plug. Marvel's the one that pulled the plug on them. Now, yeah, he did it on purpose. Because there was only a 2-year waiting period. And then they reverted back to Marvel. why in the world would Netflix, in the peak of their shows, just say, oh, okay, cool.
Because there's a bigger picture.
Because there's a bigger picture. There's something in it for them.
There's something in it. It's a tower. A tower and Defenders on the scale of an Avengers movie. Because, I mean, the Defenders little episodic event was big and it was grand. It was grand on a low level scale. But now it can be grand on a near Avenger scale. Will they fight aliens? Probably not.
Yeah. If they get a cut every time, just like Sony gets a cut of when Spider-Man's in the MCU, if Netflix gets a cut when those characters are in the MCU, Kevin Feige seems like he wants to play ball. Like he's like, I don't care what I got to do to like get all these people together. Like that would be his great. Like I mean, he's already probably if not the greatest producer in modern times. That would be like his legacy. Like he brought all the Marvel characters back into the MCU.
Yep. It's a magnum opus if I ever heard of one.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Because they're the only ones lacking. Spider-Man and those characters.
Yep.
And originally he had no plans of using Charlie Cox or Vincent D'Onofrio, but because of the fan reaction with Save Daredevil.
So good.
Yeah. I mean, he was like, cool, all right, let's do it. Instead of letting his ego get in the way and his, I'm the producer, I know what the people want, you know, he actually listened. And that is a huge credit to him already with so many credits.
Yep.
Like the guy is like, he just knows. I don't know if he's just got that sweet data that he's following, or it's like, hey, this is what the people want, let's go this direction, da da da. I'm sure he's got an analyst who's telling him what the fans want. And the fact that he is actually considering that, because so many times, Ghostbusters, people will go their own direction with the property and totally disregard what came before or what the fans actually want at the time. And it shoots them in the foot, and they always, really, Scott, blame the fans and people instead of just not being in touch with what people want at the time.
Yeah.
You always have, as a creator, you always have to know what your audience wants. Otherwise, you're just creating in a vacuum.
Yep.
And you can't get mad about it like we do. I mean, we create in a vacuum. But we ain't mad about it. We ain't blaming nobody saying, you guys, it's your fault that we're not getting views. No, man, we're just having fun.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So, I mean, I hope that it's one of those things where like, oh, they've just been here all along. You just hadn't seen them. And they just kind of are grafted into the MCU. And it's the same characters because we've got the connection with the hotel that ended season 3, where and that started out episode 1, where the auction was taking place.
Yep.
In the same location. I don't think that's a coincidence.
No.
And I mean, I know suits are similar, but like the big black suit and even the white suit with the black shirt, like he wore that in the Netflix show.
Yeah. I mean, and a little time could have, even still, like a little time could pass just so they could twist it just so it connects easier. And that's the same for like all of them.
Yeah,
because
and with bringing Sony in, the time got fuzzy, so that could just be one of the things. It's like we're just going to have to deal with time being fuzzy.
Yeah.
But we got everybody.
We got everybody.
And it's all connected.
It's all connected. Because, I mean, and it could easily make sense because everything that the Defenders as a whole, in all their shows as well, it was so like, yeah, this is happening, but also you could like dismiss it as something else. Like in the actual Defender show with the hand under the building, everybody kind of played it off as like, oh, there was something went on wrong with the building and the building collapsed and like it looked like an accident. And like, of course, that wouldn't be like on an Avengers radar, especially Tony's radar. Like, oh, a building collapsed. That's weird.
Yeah, they were so under the radar. Like even in the first season, like people wouldn't even say Kingpin's name.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he totally flew under the radar.
Flew on the radar. And Tony's no longer in New York and hasn't been for years.
Yeah.
And especially if, like we said in an episode previous, Hawkeye, because of the mental state he was in, like came up to Kingpin and was like, no, I don't need to mess with you. And then just kept going messing with everybody else. So Kingpin, after following Ronin's instruction, was like, oh, well, that's neat. I'll pick that up. That's going to be handy.
Yeah,
oh,
it's very possible if it is connected to the Netflix series. So, I mean, obviously, in Netflix season 1, it explained that Kingpin rose to power by taking advantage of the chaos from the attack on New York.
Yep.
And like they played into that big time with the 2012 attack.
Yep.
And these Disney Plus series keep going back to that. And like really connected to that moment. But in season 3, Daredevil beat Kingpin within an inch of his life, was like planning to kill him. And then when we see him now, he's got a cane. So it's very possible that the aftermath, right?
Yeah.
After having gotten his ass handed to him by Daredevil, he might not be so ready to fight Clint as Ronin.
But Clint also doesn't want to fight him because he probably was like, after he made his rounds around the world and then made it, well, we'll leave Japan out of it because that's where Natasha found him. But making his rounds around, killing everybody, it could have gotten to a point where he couldn't, unless he literally wanted it, that was the day he was going to die. He could not go, he's like, I can't fight him without me possibly just going ahead and dying right now.
Oh, Daredevil was the only one on the mug that wasn't like part of it. Now he is. Yay.
The circle is now complete. Okay. But yeah. So, I mean, it could have got to a point like he wasn't noticing him. He was like not paying him attention. Then he finally turned around and he's like, oh, dang. I let that get out of hand.
Yeah, because he seems like him and Laura both seem to have a healthy respect for Kingpin.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to go that far.
Yeah.
Like they were actively trying to not let it get to him.
Yep.
This entire series.
And now it's there. It's like, well, freck.
Yeah.
Suicide mission, here I come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but now that Yelena has kind of figured out why she was hired and that there was a connection like kind of tainted and it wasn't just, hey, this is the dude that killed my daughter or my sister. So that's a whole different backstory. So it's possible that Yelena either helps them kind of get through next episode, or she just ducks out and we'll see her later.
Might be that one. Because I don't think she'll bring herself to actually like fight alongside them. Or unless she wants to see what her sister saw.
Mm-hmm. Now I wish they do this on shows all the freaking time. And it's frustrating, except that I know it happens in real life too. People just don't say the one thing that would clear it up. Like in the taxi where Kate's like, oh, Natasha's sister is here. And he's like, oh, Yelena. Not, hey, she thinks you killed Natasha.
Yeah.
Like that would be like, what? Oh, okay, I got to fix that.
Yeah.
No.
He probably already knows. I think he's like in that mindset of, I got to answer for it. Because he's probably, we know he
Yeah,
feels
he's got
guilty.
a guilty conscience.
Yeah.
But there's got to be some affection there for Yelena because of his closeness to Nat. Like there's some like feeling like family kind of sort of, you know, and wanting to do right by Yelena for Nat. You know what I mean?
And I think he's battling a couple different demons. I think.
Oh, very, very much so.
Yeah, but we can talk about it later.
Yeah.
Okay.
One quick thing. Val, there's a theory that Val could potentially be the new Vanessa. I really hope not. But it does seem that potentially they're going to. I'm sorry. Another theory I wanted to mention last week. There's a theory going around that Val is actually Kate's aunt, who's the actress. And the actress is just her front, her public front.
Kate, run!
And because that is who Eleanor called, you know,
Yeah.
and when she, immediately went and got Yelena, and she was like, you're not supposed to bother me while I'm on holiday, Val. It's the holidays. So that scene lines up, and then she immediately shows up in New York when she was in Ohio originally. Yeah. So either Val, I think Val works for Kingpin because the whole time, even like since Val first showed up, we're like, okay, they're either doing Dark Avengers.
Sorry, Dylan.
Man, I am not toxic. Bro.
You're not toxic.
Toxic fan theories. Here we go.
I need to figure out how to move these stickers. Why do they keep popping on your face?
That's so weird. So I think it's just because it's the third, the lines on the thirds. So we've been saying, okay, well, they're probably doing Dark Avengers, or they're doing Thunderbolts. What if they're remixing them? They're both the same.
The Thunder Avengers?
Yeah. So they're being financed and set up by Fisk, who is the stand-in for Norman Osborn with the Dark Avengers, but they're also being sanctioned by Thunderbolt Ross for the government because of the Sokovia Accords, and now it's a team that he can control. And they're kind of in it together, and Val is their Nick Fury that's kind of getting everybody together.
Tony never did want to play ball. What about you, Mr. Fisk? How much do you need? That's not how he sounds, but yeah.
Yeah, because Fisk also has a past in politics.
Yeah.
So he could my daughter dropped something upstairs. He could very well have these government connections.
Dang. Mayor Fisk. Senator Fisk.
Dude, yeah.
President Fisk. Oh no, Dylan. All right.
Bring on the Kingpin.
Pin of the Kings.
Yep. And and then the Young Avengers could be the ones that
Deal with the Dark Avengers.
Yeah. And I think that Yelena will stay with the Dark Thunderbolt Avengers. What are you doing?
Look, I look cross-eyed.
Oh. Well, like when you do this, yeah. But yeah, I think Yelena's going to stay with them, and then of course Kate will be like, they'll kind of have that connection, kind of like where Nat and Steve, even though during Civil War they were on different sides, there was still like Nat helped, and they kind of went back and forth.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why Nat, she kind of sided with Tony because of her past and her just being a government agent and a spy and everything, but her heart was with Clint and Cap.
Yeah.
And Steve.
And that's where she went at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Shocking T'Challa. Yeah. Until he could not get to the plane.
Yeah. Speaking of shocking, like last week, those Black Widow shocks were not that powerful.
No.
They were nerfed.
Yeah.
Like they just oh no.
There's a
At
guy-
first, when it hit Echo, I was like, "Oh, she's got some kind of power." She just pulled it right off. But then it hit the Clint, and he's just like, there's a tick." Yeah, like they straight up knocked him out before, unless she turned it down and just wanted to take him into custody or something, and then talk to him.
She wanted answers before she pulled the trigger.
Very possibly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. When Nat did it, it knocked him out cold. It didn't kill him, but man, it took him
playing.
out.
She wasn't playing though.
Mm-hmm. But maybe it's just because maybe the blue ones are more powerful or something. I don't know. Anywho, that's all I got. I think we covered everything. You have anything else?
Nope.
You gotta go. We're running late. All right. Thank you guys for joining us once again. Hope that you will join us every Thursday night. Well, not every Thursday night because holidays are coming up, and we still got to figure out what we're gonna do for. I might just go ahead and do it because he's got to work next week, and I got to drive to South Arkansas to go see family for Christmas, and of course, then the next week is New Year's,
and then
Yeah.
final Hawkeye, or is that the week after?
No, the final is next week.
Yeah,
Yeah, finale is next week.
that's right.
Yep.
Oh,
And
dang.
going to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
Spider-Man this
I'm going to see
weekend.
Spider-Man.
Woo woo.
That
What?
was a horn.
All right. So hope that you guys will join us live. So make sure you click the bell so that you know when we do go live. You'll get those notifications. Where's my button? Work button. And please like and share the video and with some Marvel fans. Just long form video podcasts here, and subscribe so that you get more information when we do new videos and all that kind of stuff. And let's see, don't forget to check out the website www.broken.picturesno.com, and you can check out those hashtag don't be a troll merchandise, and of course you can tell people don't spoil Spider-Man. And we'll see you next time. I am Dylan.
I'm Quinn.
All right. Peace.
Bye. What?
Wow.